Today on Dr. Phil, from her sexy tape.
I made my own personal video.
Do you think people believe you?
I don't care.
To her DUI.
I drove around a corner and parked.
So you were driving drunk?
I was actually parked. So no, I was not driving drunk.
Teen mom Farrah.
Unlike your mother, I don't care whether you throw a fit or don't.
Is exposed.
I'm sorry I'm here.
You're upset because I ask questions you don't have good answers for. Let's do it. Why don't we stop all the drama, stop all the fighting, and let's go get you better.
Here we go. Have a good show, everybody.
If I can help get this family back on track, are you willing to do that?
Ready, free. Take.
This is going to be a changing day in your life. Go, Dr. Phil. Farrah Abraham gained instant fame when she got pregnant at 16 and starred on the MTV reality shows 16 and Pregnant and Teen Mom. Now, Farrah memorably called the cops on her own mother after a violent fight, battled the deep grief of losing her daughter's father in a tragic accident before her baby was born, and struggled with balancing being a teen and a parent all in the public eye. Now, reality TV cameras no longer follow Farrah's every move, but her outrageous antics keep her in the tabloids. Now, has Farrah sunk so low that she would plot to leak a sex tape just to remain in the spotlight? Well, take a look.
My first start in reality television was 16 and Pregnant, and I just turned 16. My ultimate goal at that time was to show a struggle and that no matter what, any teen who is pregnant can get through it. I graduated high school early. I had my daughter, and then it spun into Teen Mom, and Teen Mom was, for me, then to say, okay, if I'm gonna continue with TV, then what else am I gonna show? For my current career goals, being a reality star has helped get me to step up as a businesswoman.
How you doing, Farrah? Hey, so there's rumors that you have a sex tape being shopped around. Is there any truth to that?
So about the sex tape, I did not make a porn video. I made my own personal video. My personal video does not show any other male's face. He is just like the prop in the background. It's more about me. Like I said, I'm celebrating my body and I'm showing my feminine side, and this is something that never should have been talked about publicly because it was something I personally wanted when I'm older. Like, I want those sexy photos of me on my best year. This is my year to celebrate that to me.
I feel that my daughter's very attractive. She's a model, and I started to temper myself a little bit, thinking, well, maybe Playboy, maybe Penthouse, but never personal video being put out to the public.
I believe my daughter being in a sex tape is demeaning and sad and against good judgment.
I am not shopping the tape. If I'm going to release something because somebody's already seen it, I really need to take into consideration of my future. And yes, there is a money amount to that. I'm not gonna just let something be out there for free that should have never been out there.
My hope as a mom would be that this was not produced with the mindset of making money, a quick buck, or using poor judgment.
I am not a porn star. I will never want to date a porn star. I don't want to have anything to do with it.
Wow. Well, it's good to meet you.
Good to meet you as well.
So a lot of controversy about this tape swirling around. So there is a tape?
There was my own video that has been talked about by the wrong people, and now my attorney is dealing with those legal issues.
Yeah, at first you said there wasn't a tape, but if there was a tape, that it was just for your personal use. I guess in this YouTube generation, people just make tapes. So you just, why did you make the tape?
For me to be happy for myself and my own privacy, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, I'm not saying there is. I'm just asking why you did it. I've never made one.
Well,
I don't have
if you feel like it, you go ahead. You don't need to let me know.
Yeah. Well, I won't.
All right, because that's the best way. You know, you try to keep it private.
Right.
And you just put it away.
Yeah. So, how did it all get out there that you had done it if it was all private?
You know, it was...
Somebody ratted you out?
Yes. Brian, or his public name or celebrity name to people, or porn star name, is James Dean, who was a gentleman that was, you know, in my video. But I was first approached, like you showed a video of me just like being on the sidewalk. I was first approached that day, and I was just out shopping, and they brought it up, and I'm like, no, there's nothing, because like there shouldn't have been anything to talk about. Like, I wasn't talking about it. And then I saw from my manager that James Dean was like talking about my personal business, and I think he is like a really horrible person for
Why
doing
would
that.
he do that?
I think some people want their own attention because they aren't important to me, and I wasn't going to talk about it. And I think he's trying to promote himself and get more famous right now in his career. And maybe he just has other issues. I just think it's very disrespectful how he has been talking about me without even like saying anything to me.
Yeah.
And I've called him since, and I tried to say something, and he isn't sorry. He doesn't care.
Well, help me understand, because I'm a different generation. They talk about the YouTube generation, because when I was your age...
Am I in the YouTube generation?
Well, no, we didn't have computers when I was your age.
Okay.
We didn't have computers, and we didn't have YouTube, and we didn't have camera phones and all that sort of stuff. And so now people take videos of everything.
You can do it. It's like, hey, I'm back in the studio. See you guys.
So
You know,
I've got
it's
these
fun.
big cameras. I don't have little cameras. So you just think like you're in really good shape now, right?
I'm very happy. You know, I went through depression. I went through having a baby at a young age. And I don't have a boyfriend. You know, I don't have anyone that's continuously uplifting me in that way. And so I'm like, right now in my life, and I'm 21, I'm just like, I have my body back. I am modeling again. I'm super happy and thankful and blessed that I'm where I am right now about my body.
So if that's the case, don't models usually like take pictures
I don't need to be a usual model.
or do a video or something? But why would that involve another person?
I think showing your feminine side and like how beautiful you are is like also having someone else to compliment that, and makes you feel like more sexy. So I wanted just to like show more of my sexier side.
To who?
Me.
You wanted to show
This is for me, and I just feel like how I represent things for myself, like this was for me to see. So like.
So you wanted to
with
watch you.
And also, just so you know, like some women feel sexier in like different lingerie or like whatever they feel sexiest in. So I also had like sexy photos done, and so I picked different lingerie and those things. So different things just make you feel, better.
So you hired a porn star to do that. How do you?
I didn't seek out this person.
But how do you? But
so
tell me how that
I just knew
works.
that it was like a more professional, more like guarding my privacy and like making sure I didn't have to worry about someone's mouth, blaring off, because they should be used to seeing people naked. They should be used to respecting privacy. And from what I know, he's been professionally doing those things for like years, so I shouldn't have had worries like this.
But how does that work? I mean, do you like get in the yellow pages and go under porn stars, and you find a guy and you call him? I mean, how does that work?
No, I don't know how those things work, but what I do know is usually you can hire a company and they will just find somebody, like you say, hey, I want my privacy, I want somebody just to be respectful, and I don't want to worry about these things.
What do you pay somebody? I mean, how do you pay somebody like that? Is it like by the hour or the position or what?
Again, I don't know this because I just paid overall to have my own video made, and that's all I was worried about.
Okay,
the other logistics, you should call someone else
up. I was just wondering how you did it.
All that.
Well, TMZ caught Farrah as she was getting off the plane at Los Angeles to come tape this show. She gave her reasons for hiring a professional. Let's look at this, and then we'll talk about what you said.
What made you want to do it with James Dean instead of like an average Joe, like a TMZ cameraman?
This is okay. Well, this is what I was told. You know, it's better for my sake, for my privacy, to find the best and professional people. And at the time, I thought he would be professional and respectful, and it's really hurtful how he's acted, and I guess that's what I'm so shocked about.
Yeah, so...
So I'm just trying to find the best so I don't have to deal with all this drama, and apparently he had his own situation going on.
Okay, so you hire this guy, and of course he has said...
I didn't, like, directly hire him.
But somebody hired you. You hired a company.
Yes.
So they get him, and then he comes and they shoot this thing for you.
Yeah.
And then, so they have it, and then they just give it to you, and it's over, right? So what's all the controversy?
Apparently,
don't you just have it? It's now
controversy-
in your drawer, and that's it?
Well, I have to make sure that that company didn't make, like, another copy and is sharing it, which I think is what has happened, and now there's this issue.
Yeah. Next, is Farrah asking for $2 million to release this sex tape that she made just to entertain herself and remind her of her feminine side? We'll talk about that when we come back. You're in Hollywood. You know the tabloids go crazy. Did you really think this would be under the radar?
No one should have leaked the video. The person who did try to bring this up in the public was James Dean, who was hired for the video. Personally, I'm very hurt by it. I think it was very disrespectful towards a woman and myself, and there was no right for that person to even be speaking about it. And I think he just, I don't know, wants fame or attention right now.
Okay, well, I'm here with Farrah, and we're talking about this sex tape, and you say he was a nice guy at the time.
Yeah.
But then afterwards, somebody kind of ambushed him. They caught him on the street because I saw a tape, and what I saw was he said, well, they came to me and said, okay, here's the deal. We want you to act like you guys were dating, and then you leak this sex tape out, and that'll be a great way to market this thing, and we'll all make a bunch of money. And he said, no, I'm not going to do that. And then people saw the two of you coming out of the production house, and so everybody knew this was going on. And so that started hitting all of the tabloids. Is that what happened? Did people see you guys coming out?
I saw what he said, and that's complete lies. So
that's a lie?
You can, and I don't
So he just made that up?
I don't think anyone saw us come out of a production house, because the photo I've seen was him coming to my hotel. So I'm sure we could take everything and say what we want for our own reasons, but, like, this is my video, and I'm telling you exactly what is. So I don't know if you're even going to, I don't know if anyone's ever going to see this, so I don't need to be worrying about he said, she said, whatever said.
Well, he says he was Farrah's sex partner and that it was a professional project, that this was not for you. That
well,
it was
he can certainly look at it as professional. I just see it as, like, my own video.
Yeah. Are you going to, if somebody gave you $2 million for it, would you say, okay, distribute it?
I think it would have to be more than that, because I don't know the ramifications. Other people are like, whoa. I don't know the ramifications. Like, my legal team and my personal advisors are like, well, what will happen if you do this? Yes, if there's a certain amount of income, you can take care of your life and support it and do your other endeavors that you want to do. But also, I'm just figuring it out myself right now.
Yeah. Well, Kim Kardashian did this, and Paris Hilton did this, right? And
I think there's a whole lot of other...
And they both asked for $2 million.
Other stuff out there.
Is that where the number came from?
I just was like, maybe a couple million. I don't know a number.
Yeah.
I don't need a number right now.
Yeah. If he told me that that you had planned to make this and distribute it from the very beginning, then that would be a lie.
That would be a lie.
And if he said there was a release signed and a distribution agreement assigned before this was ever shot, that would be a lie.
That would be a lie.
Okay, and so you would be in control of it now, so all you have to do is just put it in your drawer and not ever mention it again.
That's right.
And problem solved, right?
That's how I feel. That's right.
Well, so what's all the drama then? Just put it in your drawer, it's done? They can't release it?
There's no drama on my side. Like, I'm already moved on. I'm just, like, dealing with all this that's been in the news right now.
How is he being disrespectful?
Why should you speak about a woman's private business, not even, like, consult to her first or wonder what this is going to do to her life? Yeah. I guess that's okay for men to do. You know, men do a lot of disrespectful things, and it's okay. Yeah. So I'm not even going to, like, continue on that path.
Well, you said he had a wee willy, so...
Good. Good. I'm happy you caught it and brought it up today.
Yeah. Do you worry that your daughter will see this tape sometime?
You know, I'm not worried about my daughter seeing this. My daughter's not even here today because I don't even want her to be listening to this with her tiny ears. Like, I'm not worried about it, and if she ever does bring it up, talks or asks or has questions or any of those things, I'm open, I'm honest, and we'll deal with that.
What do your parents think about it?
My parents were like, I probably don't want to even deal with this. You know, that's like, it was not supposed to be talked about. Like, ooh, I'm just like, I don't even want to talk to them.
Yeah,
about
well, you're in Hollywood. You've been on a couple of shows. You know the tabloids go crazy. You know people write stuff all the time.
Yeah, so I just understand. And
did you really think this would be under the radar?
I really did, because I was, like, really quiet. Like, I really didn't talk about it.
Do you think
it's not
people...
like I say, hey, Mom and Dad, I'm, like, totally making my personal video. Like, do you have any pointers? No, I'm not going to, like, I'm not going to bring it up, okay? I'm going to be like, thank you.
Do you think
I have other personal things I don't bring up.
Do you think people believe you?
I don't care what people
No, I
believe.
didn't say you cared. I said, do you think they do? Do you think they believe you when you say, this was totally for my own entertainment. I just went out and hired James Dean, who's been in some big porn movies recently, and I don't mention it like that. I just got this guy. I didn't pick him. They picked him, and I made this video. Just going to just do it for my own to remind myself of my glory days. Later, I was just going to put it in. I was just going to put it in the drawer with my potpourri. And be like, oh,
and when I'm old,
when I'm old and gray, I was going to get it out and go, man, was I hot in those days? I can
picture it now.
You think people are going to believe that?
I don't know. Like, I'm not other people, so that's why I have to just say I don't care if others believe.
Well, let's do a focus group. If you believe her story, versus hold on.
Let's do a focus group.
Hold on. If you believe her story, choice A would be that story. Choice B would be she's trying to make $2 million. Choice A, if you believe her story, raise your hand. Choice B is you think this was to make $2 million from the start, raise your hand. No, raise your hand if you think it's $2 million from the start.
Up high.
Okay.
We're doing a good group study here today.
Okay, all right. If you're not sure, raise your hand. Okay, you got some on the fence. Okay, Farrah's parents are here. You won't believe their reaction to all of this, and she has a very volatile relationship with her mother, and I want to talk about that. We'll be right back. You didn't tell your parents about this.
I don't ask them. Tell me when you guys have sex.
Well, I don't know why you would do it at all.
Okay, so you're a little bit different.
My feelings and thoughts about James Dean is abusive to my family, maybe abusive to women, because the way I look at it, I don't think he thought about the sensitivities of families involved.
I think what happened is that they were going to pass it off as like a sex tape.
Right.
And then people ask me, and I have this problem where I can't really lie. So I was like, we're making a porno.
Maybe the guy has no soul or has no conscience, but he really hurts some people.
Well, that was Farrah's dad saying that he feels it was abusive of porn star James Dean to go public about shooting a sex tape with his daughter Farrah. Tell me why you think it was abusive for him to talk about it.
The abusiveness
primarily towards the family. I mean, my parents are 88 years old, okay? Deborah's family also, and my family. So, you know, we had no chance to temper. You know, last Monday, this stuff hit the screen. It was nasty. Things go viral. And he had no disregard. You know, the subject is kind of touchy. Yeah. And that's why I think he's very abusive.
Yeah, so she hadn't told you all about it at all?
No.
Because listen, I don't know. I just looked at, you know, what's out there. The producer bring me all these clips of what everybody said. And what he's saying is, he says he's the only one in this that's telling the truth. He says she's lying, that there was no mystery about this, that it was a commercial project from the very beginning. He said there was no, that he was asked to lie and refused to lie. I don't know the guy. I've never met him. I didn't know he even existed. I thought James Dean was killed in a car wreck back in the 50s.
You're not both, my friend.
And then, you know, here comes this guy, and and he's saying, hey, I'm the only one telling the truth. I refuse to lie. She's the one lying, so I didn't know she didn't tell her parents, I guess, whatever. So I don't know. You didn't tell your parents about this?
Why would I? Did I tell you guys when I first had sex too? No. So it's like, why would I put my sexual stuff like in my parents' face? I don't ask them, tell me when you guys have sex. No, I think sexual stuff is personal. It's a whole different issue.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why you would do it at all, let alone
why
do it
can't
and then tell
I?
it. Why can't you?
Why can't I?
Why can't you make a sex tape? I don't know. I don't know why you would.
Okay, so you're a little bit different.
I'm a little different because I don't know why you would make a porn tape. I don't.
And this is not a porn tape.
Well, I haven't seen it,
you know what?
so
If a porn tape is when you're a porn star and you want to be naked and you want to wear crazy other stuff, and that's what's really hard for me to even deal with. I'm not okay with that, and that's not what this is.
Okay, but you hired a porn production company, right?
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
No, I didn't.
Oh, was this like a Disney thing or something?
It could be a geographical.
What?
It could be a geographic too.
Oh,
so
okay.
we could just
No, but this is
make it Discovery.
This is a sex tape, though, right?
I don't even look at it like that. It is my own personal thing. I don't say trashy things of sex tape or porno, not in my world. Sorry, no.
This interview is going to look really silly when that tape comes out. I can tell you, this is going to look really silly. Because I think the most credible thing to do is just, like you said, if you did it, you did it. You just own it.
I did it.
You're having
And
sex
I
on
do
tape,
it.
right?
I don't look at it like that.
It was a total shock, a total surprise. I found out about this at work. I work in a call center, so I have to be very happy and very upbeat on the phone.
So it's like, are you kidding me? Hi, how are you? What do you think about this?
I found out about this at work. I was sitting at my desk.
That's got to be tough.
And my mother, and I work in a call center, so I have to be very happy and very upbeat on the phone while I'm giving my clients advice.
So it's like, are you kidding me? Hi, how are you?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, and so, it was a total shock, a total surprise, and Farrah knows that I love her very, very much, and I would never, ever, ever condone any kind of sexual tape. I wouldn't even condone a sexual photograph, but that's me, that's my generation, that's how I feel. And primarily, especially when you're in the public eye, because there are too many ways that things can just sort of get out of your control and people get a hold of them, and then it seems to go viral. So I would never even go down that path, just realizing respect for my own self, and then respect for my family. And then what are the repercussions down the road? She's got the talent and the skill. There's no way that she needs to go down that kind of a path.
So, have you seen it?
No.
Have you seen
and
it?
I don't want to see it.
Exactly.
Yeah, well,
Never.
but she doesn't look at it that way. So,
I could
What
not
way?
endure that. No.
well, I ask you,
I don't feel like I'm going to be like, hey, Mom and Dad, let's just go watch my personal video so that we can all be
well,
happy.
I asked you if you were having sex on tape, and you said you don't even look at it that way,
don't
so
look
what's
at
the
it that
problem?
way because I like respect myself in a different way. I'm not like trashy and like, oh yeah, I was having sex and making a porno. No, I'm not like that.
But Dr. Phil, forgive me, but I would imagine a lot of people, maybe not your age or my age, they use technology for a lot of different things nowadays that maybe we don't accept. And, you know, what she does in her private business and this issue all along, what I've got from my daughter was private. Yes, unfortunately, we're talking about sex, and yes, we're talking about a very touchy issue. But there are a lot of people out there using their PDAs for other things. And I'm not trying to condone this because I think the facts are still trying to come out. And, you know, and I'm not justifying what people do in private but that's their business, okay? Your turn.
So you
Yes,
said
probably.
you felt sorrow and embarrassment.
Yes.
Yeah. You can spin it up any way you want, but it is what it is. It is what it is. We can talk about generations, technology, smoke, mirrors, professional, personal, or whatever, but it is what it is, right?
I would love to see my daughter in a beautiful magazine, you know, in doing her culinary thing or, you know, creating something lovely. She creates many lovely things. I don't want people seeing my daughter exploited sexually, and even in any context or even getting close to that. To me, that is not good.
Yeah.
I just feel like doing it like this because I only vision myself the same way. So I don't know.
Do you think that when it comes out, people will take you less seriously?
I mean, I know just from doing reality television that people take me less seriously.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But I'm always about my work. I'm a professional, and I'm about creating more things for this world so it's a better place than how I found it. And that's what I'm working hard on. I'm a great mother. I'm a great individual, and I don't need things that are produced in a drama way or construed to be in a different light being a negative on me, because I am my own person without those things.
Yeah. Next, Farrah completely shuts down when her parents try to give her any advice or guidance. Will this sex tape flare up old battles between Farrah and her family? We'll talk about that when we come back.
Up until 3 years ago, my daughter and I were very, very close. I wish that she would talk to me.
My relationship with my mother is trying.
Hi, Sophia. Bye.
My mother definitely likes to undermine my authority as a parent. You need to start making sure she comes upstairs.
She's happy watching TV and having her
she doesn't need to be by herself. She can watch TV upstairs with her snack. So that's that. Thanks. Keep stepping on somebody's back and they're gonna just go away. When I was 18, my mother was arrested because we had gotten into a physical fight in the house.
Farrah called 911 and said that I had attacked her.
What's the address of the emergency?
It's my mom. I need to talk to officer or something because...
Okay, what's the address? Okay, what's going on there?
My mom apparently had hit me in my face and throw a shirt in my daughter's face.
Okay, does anybody need an ambulance?
No.
My mother did get arrested because she answered the door when the police got there with 2 knives in her hand.
The policeman went totally crazy, and he was shaking, and he was going like this, and I'm like, oh my God, the guy is psycho. He's gonna shoot me no matter what's going on here.
Well, that was Farrah and her mom talking about one of their biggest fights, one that landed Deborah in jail. Eventually, all the charges were dismissed, but Deborah says she feels like Farrah still attacks her whenever she tries to help her. And when Farrah gets herself into a bad situation, she says she blames her mom. Are y'all getting along any better at all?
I get along fine.
You're pretty much perfect, aren't you?
You know what? That's what I strive to be, and I think we should all strive to be the best people we can be.
How's it feel to have gotten there?
You know what? It feels pretty great.
Is there a flaw at all in you?
Yes.
What would it be?
I guess I've had a lot of flaws this year just trying to work out being 21.
Yeah.
And I think my flaw is being in the public eye because it's caused me a lot of issues.
Yeah?
So no one's perfect.
Except you.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not me.
Do y'all still have conflict?
Every day.
I want to have the relationship we used to have.
There's no used to. And I don't even want to start a sentence off like this.
We used to be very close. We used to go everywhere together, do all kinds of things together, and I would like that.
Yeah.
I would like to have that relationship back because
What happened to it?
I think the reality TV show, I think the pressure and the sadness and the grief of having the baby, having Derek's untimely death, I think drugs, I think all of this combined, all of these experiences, and then having so much scrutiny on, Farrah had a lot of scrutiny on her from the public, and, that affects people.
I'm just going to interrupt. Mom, you're speaking of things that are already done, over with, move forward. None of that's around. None of that creates any tensions. So if you wanted to better interaction with myself, then you could totally do that every day.
I try every day.
Right. So I just feel this. Our relationship is at its best, and it apparently should be fine then if we try every day.
We do.
I feel that still there are some things that could be worked on personally within yourself, and then it would help us have a better interaction. And that's just being normal and real.
Do you want to get along with you? Do you want to get along with your mother?
Of course I do.
Yeah. Is she understanding when you have problems?
No, I don't. Some things, of course, there's understandings, and then some things I just completely think she can't help out with. She's not like.
How was she when?
it.
How was she when you got busted for DUI? You would argue no matter what I say.
Yeah, because I'm just
you have a
upset
chip
at you
on your
now.
shoulder, and you
I'm
want to
upset at
argue
you now.
instead of being accountable.
I'm sorry I'm here.
What did happen when you got busted for DUI?
I got a DUI because I was out the other night with my sister, and X and X happened, and it wasn't putting me in a good situation. So I had to be locked out of the house. My car got towed, blah, blah, blah. I'm home now. Everything's fine. And yeah, I'm just not happy about it. And so it was just like, okay.
You said the cops blew it out of proportion?
The cop who initiated me getting out of my car and all these things did blow it out of proportion. The other cops did not.
But you were drunk.
Yes, I was drunk.
You were driving.
I was not driving. I was actually parked.
Had you been driving?
I was parked for 2 minutes.
Yeah. Had you been driving before that 2 minutes?
Yeah, I drove around a corner and parked. And I was still in my car. And then 2 minutes later, a cop came over.
So you were driving
Around a corner, yeah.
drunk? Yeah. That would be a yes?
I wasn't driving, so no, I was not driving drunk.
Well, I thought you said you were driving.
I drove around a corner and parked. That was that. So I guess maybe if I was driving and still driving, and then the cop pulled me over, yeah, that's really driving drunk.
So
So that's what it is. It's either you're still driving or you're not driving. So when I was pulled over or when I was approached by a police officer, I was not driving. The car was shut off. My hands were off the steering wheel. I had been parked. There was no driving. That's that.
You drove the car around a corner.
Yep. I drove it around and parked it.
And then you'd been parked for 2 minutes.
And then there was no sobriety test.
Okay, but
and
you'd been parked for 2 minutes.
And then there was a whole lot of other stuff.
Did you get drunk in that 2 minutes?
No.
So you're already drunk when you drove around the corner?
You know what? I'm not gonna.
No, you already answered my question. I was just making a point.
So I think seeing things and talking about things when you're not there and provoking somebody just to like get upset and sad about something that she did not want to be put in is like really not a positive thing to like keep talking about.
Yeah. You may get off.
I don't really care if I get off or not. Like, I understand what was going on.
Yeah. You would argue.
I was trying to take care of my sister.
You would argue with a fence post. Yeah. You're telling me you shouldn't.
No, I just think you're being really negative.
No, you're telling me that you wouldn't.
That's all I can say.
You're telling me
and
that you wouldn't. You're telling me that you wouldn't. That you shouldn't have been arrested. I say you may get off.
I wouldn't want to hit someone. I wouldn't want to kill someone. I wouldn't want to put myself in the situation of driving my car like I had to because I thought I had to go get my sister.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when you're just saying, oh, Farrah, you, like, purposely were drinking and driving. No, I wasn't purposely. I wasn't trying. No, I was not. I meant I was in the wrong. I didn't want to be there.
You say you shouldn't be. You say you shouldn't have been given a DUI, and I say, well, you'll probably get off. Then you say, well, I don't care whether I do or I don't. You would argue no matter what I say.
Yeah, because
you have a chip on your shoulder, and you want to argue instead of being accountable. You what?
I am accountable. I'm upset at how you, like, made this situation. It's upset me.
Well, you're upset because I ask questions you don't have good answers for.
I guess I don't care.
And I'm sorry.
I'm sorry I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I have to be put in a situation that just needs to upset me. I'm sorry about that.
Well, I don't want to upset you further.
I guess keep doing it.
So, pardon me?
I said I guess keep doing it.
Well, this is the problem that you and I have.
I don't have a problem with you. I'm not trying to consistently have this back and forth end of conversation words.
Here's the problem that you and I have, and that is that perhaps unlike your mother, is I don't care whether you throw a fit or whether you don't. I just ask you questions like an adult, and if you get upset, then that's okay. It's okay. I'm asking you questions. I've asked you in a respectful tone. I've allowed you to deliver your answers in their entirety.
And you've done all you can do.
And conducted the interview. And, if you have an incredible sense of entitlement, and when you don't get your way, then you get upset. Sorry. Next, important tips that you absolutely need to know to make sure you are keeping your kids on the right track. We'll be right back. Look, there's a big difference between defending your child and enabling your child. You always want to be in your child's corner, right? You always want to have their back and stand with them shoulder to shoulder. But there's a point at which you start doing things in life for them. There's a point at which you start standing in their shoes and being accountable where they should be accountable, and that's where you cross the line. For every choice your child makes, there are consequences, and they need to deal with those consequences, not you. So make sure that you don't enable your child to the point that they never recognize that if they break the rules, there are penalties. If they cross the line in the boundaries of relationships, that there are consequences. Make sure they learn that the hard way. Tell them, warn them, but if they violate those boundaries, they need to deal with the consequences. Failure to do that, and you cripple your child emotionally for the next level of life. Don't do that, because if you do, you cheat them just to make yourself feel better in the moment. We'll be talking about this when the show's over, so look for me on Twitter, Facebook, or the message boards on drphil.com. Thanks for being here.